Yes, they offered for me to come to preview, but that's my tech night. Am I good to open house?
Yeah, should be,
Excellent.
as far as I know.
All right. Okay, folks, come on in.
I'm going to my usual CBD. Because it's my spot.
That's usually my spot when I take pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, it is a good spot.
It's a great
to
spot.
be in.
It's a great
Yes.
spot.
And it's like, it's my season tickets, and it's where I'm gonna be. Oh, water. Oh, I think we can handle that. Here we go.
I never did a tour of this place. This day was just making, just putting the floor in. That was really cool. I think the video is still very much. They did a slanted stage one time. It was slanted, please.
The notes.
It's good to share an audience with you.
It's good to see you. How you been?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Not too bad, not too bad. Take it seriously.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one.
I really love the person.
Thank you very much.
You really do a great job with every role. Very impressed.
It's always nice to have you.
Thank you. I just enjoy it.
Don't we?
Sounds like improv.
So we just expanded. We sort of stabilized. Microphones and just like a third moving part too. So.
Okay.
Just the grind, that's what it is. You, I work around town, so.
Everything is good. What have we seen? I have to go back in my memory banks. Restless Arts Theater, they're doing, what is it? Art Bastion?
Right now,
Um,
distant music.
Distant Music. They did an amazingly great job with that. So that's the last thing that we saw.
Did you see any of our, is Manny?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
That was really
awesome.
good. Oh my God, it blew me away. I can't wait till they get actual theater.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I mean, that's Jessica. She's such a great.
That was so good.
Sam Factory was like a writer. Just so good. His voice, just cool to see something like that. It's so bright. See,
Thank you. Hi, thank you everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Amanda Fannin. I'm the co-director of the New Works programming here at Good Luck Macbeth. Thank you guys so much for coming out to today's staged reading of At Her Table by Holly Lovejoy. We want to thank Holly. Hopefully she can see us right now streaming. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Holly.
And I just want to take a moment to thank Libby and our director Libby and our fabulous cast for putting this together for you guys. We're really excited for you to hear this work. This work would not be possible without grants from the City of Reno, the Nevada Arts Council, and let me check my note, National Endowment for the Arts. So thank you to them for helping us to continue to create art, bring new content into the community, and share all this fabulous work with you guys. I also want to thank our crew and our staff here at Good Luck Macbeth Theater. We wouldn't be able to do this without people here. So thank you, it's including myself because I'm bartending. I do want to mention that we do have a survey we would like you to fill out afterwards. I'll be standing out there, kind of post it up. We'd love for you to fill it out and just give us your feedback. It's great feedback for us to provide to Holly as she continues to work on her work here. Finally, I want to thank you guys again for coming out. This is New Works Month here at Good Luck Macbeth Theater Company. My co-director Sandra Neese and I are so excited for what we continue to create every month when we get this opportunity to bring you new works. We started with American Foursquare, which just closed. New Works directed by Paige Tatum. And next weekend we have our 10-10 Festival. 10 original works from local artists, high school and the general public included. And we're really excited to bring that to you Friday and Saturday next week. Get your tickets for that. It is free event, but get your tickets, reserve on goodluckmacbeth.com. Thank you guys again so much. Now present to you At Her Table. Enjoy.
Hi, Libby Bakke, director.
I'm Eric means I'll be playing Alfred.
Hi, I'm Toby Barton. I'm playing Georgia.
Harley Tillman, I'll be playing Frida Kahlo.
Abraham Vasquez, Diego.
Anaki Larson, Anais Nin.
Jim Winkler, I'm playing Henry Miller.
Laura Harris. I'm playing Josephine Baker.
At Her Table, written by Holly Beck. Curtain opens on a stage fashioned like a modern-day Paris nightclub with a long rectangular table in the center. 3 other tables of various sizes surround tightly, filled by cardboard replicas of couples of various sexes, very modern, almost abstract. Contemporary music plays in the background. When Josephine sings, the version should be contemporary versions of her work, preferably with elements of hip-hop. Downstage right, there is a lounge with club chairs and a table where the men will go to smoke cigars. This place should be distinct from the regular nightclub. On the back wall is a huge canvas where images of the artist's work appears in the background from a projector as part of the atmosphere. This coordinates with the images and texts that are shown on the characters' cell phones. Costumes should be modern. All of the women should have tattoos and/or piercings. Frida should have a sleeve tattoo and be dressed in pants and a button-down shirt. Joe should have a contemporary skirt fashioned with bananas or a banana pattern in some form. Act 1. Henry and Anais bustle, preparing tables for the evening.
This is going to be quite a party.
Your friend is quite a woman.
Can you go and turn on the house lights? They should be here soon. I'll finish setting up the bar.
It will cost you a kiss.
That's all?
Not enough?
Can anything ever be enough?
Anais grips Henry's face with tenderness and kisses him passionately. He breathes deeply when they part.
You're enough, Anais.
Am I?
Anais and Henry stare each other down a moment. Henry turns to leave stage right, and Anais slowly follows, fixing the tables as she goes. She places a reserved sign on the large table. Slowly the lights rise on the cardboard cutouts, and music plays softly in the background, giving the appearance of an open, busy establishment. Henry re-enters and sits back down at the large table. Frida enters stage left, searching for a table. Diego trails her.
Diego, do we have a table? Diego?
I'm certain they have something for us.
Is that Henry waving?
Frida points to a waving Henry.
Frida, that's him.
Frida and Diego weave their way to the table.
Hello, Henry. It's nice to see you again.
Diego shakes hands with Henry.
Is Anais here? I can't wait to see her.
She's on the floor. Hopefully she can join us soon and sit.
Diego, could you please go get us some drinks?
Diego's eyes wander.
What? What was that?
Drinks, cocktails, bar. Diego, can you go?
Why don't we wait for your friend?
I don't want to wait. Please go.
Diego admits defeat and moves away from the seat after hanging his jacket on his chair. Frida sits in his desired chair as Diego exits stage left. Anais enters from stage right and approaches the table. Frida rises to hug her.
Anais, it's been too long. Look at everything you've done here. This is amazing. Thank you for inviting us.
Well, it's our pleasure, isn't it, love? It's going to be a fantastic night. Happy birthday.
Henry, on his phone, looks up.
Did you say something? What did I miss?
He returns to his phone.
I was wishing our dear friend a happy birthday. Ugh, never mind. God, technology.
Well, if it wasn't for technology, I wouldn't be sitting here, and we wouldn't have reconnected. Can you sit?
I can take a short break if it's not too busy.
You're not a fan?
Frida points to her cell phone.
For myself, I prefer intimacy, eye contact, full attention, human touch.
You don't think we can have intimacy without being face to face?
True, but a letter and texting are such different animals. You disagree?
I do.
How so?
The anticipation.
Anticipation.
Yes.
Frida pulls out her phone.
Watch.
Frida types something sexy to Diego. This message can be standard or different every night, depending.
Will he? Won't he? How long will he have to wait? What will it say? Unlike letters, the fire doesn't die in a lag, waiting to be relit. It stays stoked, hungry, wanting.
Frida gets a return text, reads it, smiles.
When you get that response, it generates increased desire. You want more. And of course, the excitement, the anonymity.
What did you write?
Frida hands the phone to Anais to read.
Not shy, are we?
You know I'm not. Neither are you. What I love most is this gives me freedom.
But you're tied to a machine. How is that free?
Well, I guess we will have to agree to disagree. God, it's been so long. Henry?
Still my lover. And he likes that I don't carry a phone.
Well, I don't think you ever told me how you met.
How does anyone? We fell into each other's lives. We've chosen not to fall back out. Yet. Where's Diego? Did he come with you?
I sent him off to get a couple of cocktails. You know, ex-husband, lover, brother, friend, child, take your pick. It varies by the hour.
It sounds exhausting, having to be so many women to one man.
I can only be myself, as he's well aware.
I was sorry to hear about your divorce. What an interesting arrangement, dating your ex.
Diego enters stage left. He walks to the table, hands Frida her drink, and then sits.
Well, hello.
Hello, Diego.
Anais gives Diego a hug, but he holds a moment too long. She squirms away gently.
What did I miss? Catch me up.
Nothing, love, just filling in the gaps.
Anais has shown me photos of some of your earlier work. Anything new on the horizon?
Here. This is one I did last month.
Diego pulls out his phone, hands it to Henry, who passes it to Anais.
Looks familiar, like that piece you did a few years ago. Frida, are you...
Actually, it is a new commission from the Mexican government. They wanted...
Oh, that's wonderful, Diego. Are you still painting, Frida?
When I feel well enough.
Remarkable. You both share the same art. It's a gift to share passions, isn't it?
She strokes Henry's face. Diego watches.
It certainly is.
How is the writing?
In the background, entering from stage left, we see Georgia and Alfred walk into the club, scanning the tables. They slowly wander closer.
I haven't read your book yet. I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Possibly. It depends on your proclivities.
Proclivities? What does that mean?
Our book only appeals to certain individuals.
Well, try me. I'm
Frida recognizes Georgia and bolts to a stand.
Georgia! Georgia, is that you?
Frida,
Georgia greets Frida with a hug.
how are you?
Anais, this is another old friend, Georgia. Do you mind if...
Not at all. The more the merrier. This table is meant for communion.
I'm sure it could tell some stories.
Diego glances at Anais. She ignores him.
Frida, this is your celebration. Your friends are welcome.
Georgia, please sit. And you are?
Frida extends a hand to Alfred.
Yes, Alfred. Lovely to meet you.
Hi, I'm Anais, and this is Henry.
Anais and I have been friends for a long time.
Pleasure to meet you. Georgia.
Around them, the lights slowly begin to dim. Music keys can be heard warming up in the background.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Georgia and Alfred look at Diego, who has not yet been introduced. Diego stares at a woman in the audience.
What are you waiting for? Say hello.
Sorry. Hello, I am Diego. A pleasure.
You came at the perfect time. We were just discussing our passions. Why not tell us about your fabulous work?
Well,
Well, I'm a photographer and Georgia is.
And surely she can speak for herself.
I'm an artist.
Well, how wonderful.
What medium, Georgia?
Painting, landscape, flora. New Mexico is my home and muse for the most part.
He also paints amazing New York skyscrapers.
I much prefer the desert, the solitude of land for miles.
I've been to New Mexico once. It's gorgeous. Do you ever feel lonely surrounded by so much, I don't know, emptiness?
Not at all. There's a lake. The mountains that live outside my window, Perdonal, speaks to me in images. There's a garden, rattlesnakes, dogs. I much prefer the company of quiet life to things that are brash.
How long have you lived there again? You should see it. Stunning.
Long enough to feel at home.
Alfred, do you live in New Mexico as well?
No, I've been to visit, but I'm a city man.
Aside from doctors a stone throw away, I think he prefers the ability to have whatever he wants when he wants it. Isn't that right, Alfred?
Uncomfortable glance between Georgia and Alfred as they move slightly apart.
So, Frida, please, what are you working on? It's been so long.
Still self-portraits? I am my own muse. Diego occasionally inspires me as well.
I love your work. It's been exciting to follow. So unique.
I paint what I know, and I know myself. My body, its pain, the challenges, the fear. How I see myself from the inside out. I don't know if I told you about the accident when I was young. No matter. My body is still recovering.
It was awful. She was riding the bus.
Diego! This is not your story to tell. When I was 18, I suffered an accident riding in a bus. I was impaled by a metal pole. I probably should have died, but instead I paint my suffering.
Are you always in pain?
My pain and I have become such good companions, it almost feels like love. We have grown used to each other over the years. We bicker, we argue, then we make peace for a time.
I'm so sorry for your suffering. I can feel it in your work.
She's a genius. Here, take a look.
Diego takes out his cell phone again.
Diego, I thought you were a modern man. That phone is simply archaic.
See? I keep telling him.
I'm not one for modern comforts. I prefer things less civilized. Here we go.
Diego passes the phone around the table.
Your work is so unique. I'm not sure I've seen anything that comes close.
Exceptional.
Remarkable.
So much affliction, yet so alluring, almost sensual. How awful it must be to live in such discomfort. Yet look at the beauty it inspires.
Frida gestures to her body.
As I said, we have an understanding.
Anais, what do you do?
Yes, I almost forgot to circle back to you. Something about your writing and proclivities.
You're a writer then.
Yes, Henry as well. We often work together.
Novels, short stories, journalism.
We write primarily fiction.
But ours is a specific acquired taste.
How's that?
We write eroticism.
eroticism, as in erotic.
Yes.
Fascinating.
They write about sex.
Diego, hush! Let them talk about their art.
I'm not sure anyone qualifies it as art.
Oh, but the erotic, the coupling of two people in dire passion, how could it not be art?
It's not really accepted as literature. Some people find it gauche. Those who love it.
I think it's fantastic. What are you working on now?
She's writing a collection. It's exquisite.
He often gives me more credit than I deserve.
She often underestimates my admiration.
What are the stories about?
Well, what they aren't about is the better question.
How do you choose eroticism?
Well, Henry and I found a benefactor who often women are the heart of the world and the pinnacle of strength. They are beauty in motion.
Soft, nurturing, tender.
Compassionate, sensitive, graceful.
You both sound as if you speak from experience. But these days, who hasn't dabbled in coloring outside the lines? Or forgoing them at all?
Well, if Diego isn't careful, he might get what he wishes for permanently one day.
And what do I wish for you, mi amor?
I think we both know you want for me what you always want for yourself.
Do you have something you could read? A passage, a quote? I would love to hear your work read out loud.
I have something on my phone, a draft.
He hands Anais his phone.
Here, let me see. Ah, yes. I just sent this one to my publisher. At first, he made no motion. His sex was quivering, and he was tormented with desire. Marianne grew desperate. She pushed his hand away, took his sex into her mouth again, and with her two hands, she encircled his sexual parts, caressed him, and absorbed him until he came. He leaned over with gratitude, tenderness, and murmured, "You are the first woman. The first woman. The first woman."
Diego fans himself with a coaster or napkin.
I feel like the room just rose to about 10 degrees. Does anyone need a drink? It seems we all do.
What's your pleasure, Diego?
That's a dangerous question. What is everyone having? Frida? Georgia?
Patron neat with a twist, please.
I'll have a coffee, please.
Coffee. Please, this round is on me. Join us for a cocktail.
I already had one before we got here. I'm not much of a drinker.
Georgia, have one more.
It's fine. If you prefer coffee, get coffee.
Yes, you do not need to appease Diego. Stop pressuring her.
No, it's fine. You're right, it's early. I'll take an Irish coffee then.
That's the spirit. Gentlemen?
I'll have a glass of Zinfandel.
I'll have whatever you have on tap, something local. You choose.
I will have the same as the lovely Frida. Patron neat, lemon on the side. Thank you.
Anais leaves stage left.
Wow. Anais's writing is
Mesmerizing.
exactly the word I was searching for.
Isn't she fantastic?
Anais enters stage left. Diego watches her.
Indeed she is.
The bartender's a bit backed up. I put the order in. I'll go get everything in a few.
Your writing. How do you find the inspiration? Do you think of past lovers or Henry? Or is it just pure imagination?
That's a very intimate question.
Well, we've always been open with each other. Besides, there's nothing too intimate you could ask about a person's art. By its nature, art demands intimate knowledge. How else can you understand the artist's intent?
But is there nothing sacred for the artist to hold on to? Can't someone appreciate art for the sake of what it is and not how it came to be?
Well, of course.
Nobody asked you, Alfred.
All I'm saying is that art and intimacy are intertwined, and it is imperative to understand the muse of the artist in order to fully appreciate what has been created.
I will agree. For example, if I did a painting of you, Georgia, standing in the hot desert sun, don't you think it would be more meaningful if the audience examining it knew how you came to New Mexico and why?
I understand the argument you're making, but I also disagree. I believe that artists are entitled to their secrets, to their own sacredness.
I think it is a valid question. Do we owe our audience anything more than what we create?
For me, the answer is no. I cherish my privacy.
But it makes all the difference. Tell me something you have painted recently.
Well, let's see.
Georgia removes her phone and swipes to find a photo.
This is gorgeous.
What is it?
It's a lily, a calla lily.
Frida shows everyone else at the table the photo.
You are very talented.
Thank you.
I can look at this and see a lovely flower that you have interpreted and created. That stands alone as art. But if you told me that this was a lily that your first lover gave you, that he placed on your pillow the morning after he took your innocence, my interpretation changes. I feel not just affection for your work, this is beautiful, but nostalgia, remembrance, and I remember my own first time. And then I measure it against yours, and that changes everything.
In many ways, it is the artist's responsibility to give as much of himself or herself as possible. That way, the interpretation creates its own act of intimacy. Anyone can paint a flower, but what that flower means to you is yours alone to create.
Valid point. Let me go check on your drinks.
Anais quickly exits.
Someone could look at the same painting and see a flower placed on a loved one's grave. Then am I taking away from them their own ability to see what their imagination can take them to?
Also a very good argument, Alfred. Where do you stand on the topic?
I'm not really sure. They're both valid. But think that...
Anais returns with a tray full of drinks and interrupts.
Okay, Patron.
That will be me.
Draft beer, here you go. Glasses in, and of course, Irish coffee. Anything else?
I think we have everything we need. Thank you. For now.
Diego slips her a cash tip enticingly into her hand. Anais smiles uncomfortably, then tosses the money on the table in front of Diego.
This round is on me for your birthday, Frida.
It's your birthday.
It is. Not a big deal.
Happy birthday. How exciting.
If you've had one. But thank you. Alfred, you were saying?
Well, I think it's subjective. Art. To the artist. To its witness. I can see the value of knowing intention, but I also see how it might limit a patron's imagination.
What about your own work? Do you feel context is essential? You're a photographer, right?
For my work, I think knowing what I am seeing can be valuable. Why I look through the lens, what I see that compels me to want to snap a photo.
Do you have any pictures?
I have...
He doesn't keep copies of his photos on his phone.
Their eyes meet. Georgia wins.
As Georgia said, I leave my art on the walls.
Well, that's a pity. I would have loved to see your recent work. Right, Diego?
Diego stares toward the stage.
Diego,
I'm sorry. What did you say, Frida?
what on earth has you so distracted?
Frida turns to look at the bar, then turns back looking out toward the audience. She hears applause.
Oh,
Ah, yes, finally, the main attraction.
why didn't you tell us there was a performance tonight? It wasn't on the marquee.
I hoped you would appreciate the surprise.
A knowing glance exchanged between Anais and Frida.
Okay, I need to check on the musicians. I'll be back.
Anais leaves stage right.
Alfred and I couldn't resist coming to see her perform. We saw her in Paris years ago.
So who?
Josephine. I saw her in Paris as well a couple of years ago. She's magnificent. Red, a pearl, night, the stars, she's something else.
Where did you see her? I don't remember.
Shush!
Music rises. The lights on stage dim and the lights above the audience brighten as Josephine sings.
That voice, soaring, grace, floating. She moves like I always imagined poetry would if it could dance.
The lights gradually rise back up. Anais returns from stage left.
Spectacular.
Anais, I wanted to say that no matter where your talent comes from, it is immense. This place you're writing in.
Yes, well, we get what we get, don't we?
Well, I think a toast is in order.
Indeed, raise your glasses to art and passion and proclivities.
To proclivities.
They clink glasses and take a sip.
You are a very lucky man, Henry.
He sure is. His wife tells him that all the time, doesn't she, darling?
The table reacts as music slightly rises in the background, fade to black. Act 2. The curtain opens upon everyone sitting in the same places. Josephine is positioned in the back of the audience with a light shining down on her in the darkness that primarily catches her face. Soft lighting on the guests at the table, so the theater stays dark during the singing. During the performance, Frida scribbles on a napkin.
She only gets more amazing.
That custom doesn't hurt.
Shush.
The lights dim on Josephine and rise up on stage.
Otherworldly. Magnificent. Another round? Diego, will you go to the bar?
But we have our own waitress right here.
He gestures to Anais.
Yes, but I want her company. Please.
Is everyone having the same?
I think I'll just have a water now, thank you.
Sparkling water for our friend. Everyone else the same?
Can you do me a favor, Diego? Can you ask the bartender to make sure Miss Baker gets this?
She hands him the napkin.
What are you up to, my dear Frida?
I invited her to join us for drinks and conversation. It's been so fascinating so far.
It certainly has. What do you say, gentlemen? Care to join? I have a nice Cubano in my pocket we could enjoy first.
That sounds perfect. You in, Alfred?
If Georgia doesn't mind.
Please.
The men get up and wind through the tables, exiting stage left. They reappear from an exit on stage right, indicating they are in a different space. They stand and sit, smelling the cigar Diego passes around.
I don't want to pry, but Anais, right before the performance, you said Henry is married.
I did. His wife is lovely. Her name is June.
Henry, how long have you and Anais been together?
I think our spirits have been entwined for centuries. Not sure that we've ever not known each other.
The men begin to light and smoke the cigar.
You have an arrangement then?
I think June realized that what Henry and I share is bigger than us alone, and chose to give us our happiness.
But it doesn't bother you, being the other woman.
And your wife? It doesn't bother her? I thought Frida might remove my manhood and cook me a stew with it after my last affair.
June, she's lovely as well, but she's not Anais. And Anais does goats not right. I think we share a mutual affection. Besides,
It might have bothered me, except Henry is the other man, too.
You're married as well?
Well, that's fascinating. Perhaps Frida and I should have stayed divorced and married other people, and we could have been a great affair.
Yes.
And your husband is fine with that.
well, it's a bit more complicated than I mentioned.
Well, neither one of my husbands know.
Neither? There's more than one?
I call it my bi-coastal trapeze. One in New York, one in LA.
God, fascinating. 2 husbands and Henry?
It was pretty instantaneous. The attraction.
And it doesn't bother you, your multitudinous infidelity.
You don't seem to feel guilt cheating on your wife or Anais cheating on her husband.
I don't really believe in marriage.
What do you believe in?
Do you believe in anything?
Passion, compatibility, romance. Henry gives me all these things and so much more.
Intrigue, desire. She is the missing part of me I never knew was missing.
And that your husband and his wife do not share it, it doesn't give you regret.
I've never felt obligated to anyone. Even in marriage, I am my own woman.
I could only have regretted not loving her, but she is her own person.
Why get married then, let alone twice?
Why did you originally marry Diego?
Why did you marry Frida?
I loved him. We share so much in common. I enjoy making him happy.
She's one of the few people with balls bigger than my own, and she has made her life work to please me, even though
And he has always met your expectations? What about your happiness?
well, I've given her way too many moments where she has seen disappointment where it should have been love.
And you, Alfred, how long have you been married?
Georgia, you and Alfred have been together
10 years. 10 very, very long years.
I'm not sure I ever expected it to last.
Why did you marry Georgia?
Then why marry?
Companionship, love, understanding. There was a thrill to being with Alfred, a sense that we were defying life and time.
It started as a simple affair, physical. I used to quake at the sight of her naked body. And then it grew a life of its own. I began to quake at the thoughts of her mind. Before we knew it, it just seemed that this was what we should be doing. My ex-wife didn't want a divorce, which made me want to make Georgia mine even more.
And do you feel fulfilled by Alfred?
Do you still love her?
I think in every relationship there are times
We
when
all have our struggles.
That's not what I'm asking. Are you fulfilled? Does your soul sing?
love is never perfect.
Do you still desire the same?
I think all marriages hit a plateau after a while.
Does your body roar with him?
I think you are simplifying a very complex topic.
But you wake in the morning and she's the first thought you have, and then the last before closing your eyes and surrendering to sleep.
Certainly, there are some thoughts of affection from time to time.
That's not what I'm asking. Does she consume your heart? Do you want to breathe in the air around you and live off that life force?
I don't know. Once, I used to, yes, once. Now I don't want to say any more on this subject.
It's not that hard. Does he bring you joy? Henry, for me, is bottomless joy.
But at the expense of
June? She does just fine. I happen to be your biggest fan.
Have you and June
Been intimate? Now that is a very personal question.
I'm sorry if I'm being too intrusive.
Let's just say she feels as much my wife as Henry's.
does Henry know?
Why wouldn't he? I couldn't hide how I feel for her if I tried.
And how do you feel about her?
If Henry is my sun, she is easily my moon.
How does Henry feel?
What can he say? Don't have an affair? It's different with June. She fills in the minute spaces that Henry can't find. There aren't many, but she finds them.
It all sounds so
So what?
exhausting. To feel so much for so many.
It depends on how you see your heart. Mine knows no bounds. Have you ever had an affair?
Hello, I was married to Diego.
I wasn't asking you, Frida. I assumed you had.
I don't think that's your business.
Ah, you have.
I must have missed the part where I said yes.
Anais, please stop.
So I'm the only one who has to share who they fuck at the table?
You don't have to be so crude.
Well, if you haven't had an affair, then Alfred has.
Are you cheating on her now?
How dare you?
I don't have to answer that.
You don't have to. It's written in guilt all over your face.
It's been scribbled all over your body all evening. Avoiding his touch, being impersonal. I know, I've felt that way with other lovers. I can see it from a mile away.
Anais, that's enough.
Your judgment of me doesn't make you any cleaner. The men are taking forever. I'll go check on the bar.
Anais leaves.
Are you okay?
Yes. I'm.
Georgia cries.
Clearly, she's touched a nerve.
I don't
I don't think Georgia loves me anymore.
love him.
What?
Well, I think it's common sense to conclude she may not if she knows you're cheating on her.
I fucking hate him. He has a lover, and I don't understand why I'm not enough.
I don't know what happened. I met this other woman. Georgia had been slipping away and I couldn't hold on. The trips to New Mexico longer and longer. She felt so far.
Oh, Georgia, I'm so sorry.
He has to know that I know. She lives here in the city. That's why I can't live here. My art is my heart. I opened that to him. I've given him everything he's ever asked for.
Why do you stay?
Why are you still with her then?
Why does anyone?
Because you still, in the marrow of your bones, feel spectacular love for that person. It's like you're a magnet and he's steel. You can't help yourself.
Because she's been part of my life for so long now that I don't know how to cut her away without losing part of myself in the process. She's still my wife. She'll always be my Georgia. And I'm ashamed of myself, of wanting another, of needing more than her because she was everything I always thought I wanted.
Anais returns with 3 shots and sits next to Georgia.
Georgia, I'm so sorry. What I said was...
No, I apologize for being so rude. My insecurities are mine to bear.
Well, here, I brought us some shots. Will you join, Georgia?
Please.
To passion. Georgia?
Courage.
Freedom.
They take the shots.
What should we talk about now?
Well, I was just going to tell Georgia how many times Diego has been unfaithful. I think we're at 15.
You know, Alfred, forgiveness is possible. Perhaps you should just ask for that. I've cheated on my freedom more times than I can probably accurately count.
How do you stand it?
It doesn't bother her.
I knew who Diego was when I married him. When we met, he had 2 wives. Shit, one of them lived upstairs and befriended me. She taught me how to cook the dishes he loves. I knew he wouldn't change. Still, I really hoped somewhere deep that at some point he would want only me. Once I accepted I would never be the only woman, I discovered I enjoyed being with others as well. Now that we're divorced,
You divorced him, right?
he divorced me after my affair with Trotsky. We were separated. I had caught him in bed with another woman and
Frida was open. We both were. She had affairs too, but then.
An affair with Trotsky? Do tell.
But you said you knew he was having affairs.
well, this was not just any woman. He slept with my sister. That crossed a line in myself I didn't know existed.
How awful.
You slept with her sister? Why?
I was painting her, and I couldn't. I can help myself. I am who I am.
Yes, well, he is who he is.
Family makes everything tricky. I can vouch for that firsthand.
I couldn't even be angry at Christina. I know his charms. How he wiles himself into women's hearts. She was so lonely after her husband left her, so she lived with us. I should have seen it coming. It's only one time I trusted Diego with something that could hurt me, and he did.
Would you ever marry him again?
Not without taking time for myself, lovers for myself, but I've met very few who have come close to what Diego gives me.
What's that?
What's what?
What he gives you. What do you get that could make you want to come back?
I don't know. It's intangible. Being with someone who knows you better than you know yourself, who pushes you in ways you wouldn't push yourself. Honestly, if I could name it, I probably wouldn't be here with you.
And your lovers? You never wanted to leave Diego?
You don't worry that she will leave you completely one day.
Occasionally, there was one woman. She was remarkable. But in the end, Diego asks so little. He lets me be me.
No. I mean, I slept with her sister, and here we are, you know. I know Frida better than anyone could ever know her, and she knows it.
It doesn't bother you, knowing he touches women the way he touches you. That he may feel something for another woman that he feels for you. With Alfred, I can't stand it. Can't stand her. His love is not bottomless.
Have you ever thought of leaving?
I did, at least physically. The first time I went to New Mexico, it was because I found out he was unfaithful. Then I fell in love with the land. I never knew I needed that much space. New York makes me feel so
Confined?
yes. As though the air is like water and I'm drowning. Alfred never comes. He's worried about getting sick. It's mine and mine alone, the desert.
And you've never taken a lover?
Has Georgia ever cheated on you?
A lover? No.
I find that highly improbable.
Pause. The lights go down on the men.
I had an affair once.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the sex, but I felt nothing. And that emptiness is not for me.
Good sex can often make everything better, even without emotion tied to it.
What kind of lover was he?
She was attentive, gracious, soft.
Whoa, good for you. Women, it's so different, yes?
There's something about being intimate with someone who understands your body because they own the same. Feels like home.
She knew just where to touch me. There was a rhythm. She could feel where I wanted her without my needing to say a word.
It is rather delectable.
Anais, you mentioned something about your family. You had a similar experience to mine?
Well, not exactly.
Oh. Did you sleep with someone from your husband's family?
No. I was seeing a psychotherapist, and he felt that I was blocked. To move forward, he felt I had to experience abandoning someone who I felt had abandoned me.
So you slept with this person to hurt him.
Sort of. Yes, but it didn't really work. He still haunts me, but I don't long for him the same way I used to.
He abandoned you.
Yes, when I was 11.
The only people I knew when I was 11 were my parents and siblings.
Well, I grew up with, surrounded by uncles, aunts, cousins. In Mexico, family runs deep.
I can imagine.
How many siblings do you have, Frida?
5 sisters, and 2 of them are my half-sisters.
We had 7 in my family. How about you, Anais?
2 brothers.
Was it one of your brothers? Is that you slept with?
Frida.
What? She brought it up. I'm not judging. You don't have to answer, Anais. I'm sorry.
It's really not our business.
In the background, we see the men return and begin to walk to the table. Anais fights to hold back tears.
It wasn't my brother's.
Well, that's a relief. I couldn't imagine.
It was my father.
Absolute silence as the revelation sinks in. Anais fusses with her face, wiping the tears as the men approach.
Well, you all are a sober bunch. I love her.
Anais grabs his hand and kisses it lovingly.
Damn it, I forgot to go to the bar. Is everyone still drinking the same? My apologies.
Another round? What does everybody want? Let me do my job.
I'll take a Barclays on the rocks. I think you need one too. How about a shot for everyone?
She gestures at Anais, who nods in agreement.
Sounds perfect. Shots in another round?
Everyone nods, Anais exits.
Barclays. I haven't ordered that in years.
It seemed like a good night to start.
Well, I hope we didn't interrupt.
No, we finished our conversation.
What were you pecking about?
What do you think we were talking about?
I don't know. Shoes, horses, food, love.
Yes, well, you're right as always, mi amor. Shoes. You wouldn't believe some of us have some kinky boots in our closets.
Anais quickly re-enters.
Josephine asked me to give you this. The drinks will be up in a few minutes.
She hands Frida a note. Frida reads the paper.
What's it say?
If you'll excuse me, she has requested my presence backstage to say hello.
Shall I join you?
I can manage on my own.
Ask her to come out here. We're all dying to meet her.
I'll do what I can if she's willing.
When you are that beautiful and have a voice as sultry as hers, you get to do whatever the hell you want. Let me bring those drinks.
Anais gets up and starts to walk away.
Anais, I'll walk with you. I'll be back.
Frida and Anais exit.
How was your cigar?
We enjoy it, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It was.
What did you talk about?
Well, that shall remain top secret. Hey, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. Us men need some secrets.
Anais returns with a loaded tray. She passes out the shots and then drinks.
Do you? Well, how many is too many?
Well, that does it. Shall we take these shots or wait for Frida?
Nah, she will want us to button up. Let's toast
To what?
to beauty, life, and getting everything you deserve. Salute.
Salud.
They each toast and take a shot, setting the shot glasses down in a unified clink. Fade to black. Act 3. When we open, Diego sniffs a cigar. The cocktails have been exhausted. Henry has his arms wrapped around Anais. Alfred and Georgia sit with distance between them. Frida is still absent.
Gentlemen, I believe it's that time again. Shall we?
Alfred eyes Georgia, who nods.
Go on.
The men leave.
Enjoy! Well, we can't deny them their vices, can we? Oh, I'm sorry, that was...
No, it's okay. I know you didn't intend. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Your father and the therapy, is that
True, yes.
I just don't know what
To say? How to react? Truthfully, I'm still processing it, and it's been years. Even though I no longer want for his affection, it was horrible advice. I certainly think worse of him. I think he's why I struggle to commit to anyone.
Oh, nice.
It's like any other pain. Eventually it will dull, and then fade, and then it will be just a bitter memory from a bitter pill I swallowed in this life.
Frida enters with Josephine. The men trickle downstage again to their spot. Diego rifles through his pockets.
Josephine, you know Anais. This is Georgia.
Hello. How are you?
There you two are. Joe, we've been talking about how fabulous you were all night.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that.
The boys?
Frida gestures to the table.
Diego whipped out another Cubano.
Ah, this one, gentlemen, is pure bliss.
Diego passes the cigar.
Of course he did. Josephine, can I get you a drink?
I can go.
Sit, Joe. You've done plenty of running around on stage. I've got it.
Champagne, please.
Frida exits.
I never took you for the bougie type, Josephine.
Perhaps, but no more than that martini.
Touche.
You have such a remarkable voice.
Yes, well, I feel a bit rusty.
Not at all. You sounded just as good as the last time we saw you in Paris.
I didn't know you saw me in Paris, but that makes sense, sweet.
Henry and I saw you several times. And New York? Enjoying your return?
It's been hospitable, but I miss my chosen homeland.
You're not from France originally.
No, but they have adopted my heart just the same. My roots are in Missouri.
Frida returns.
Joe, I don't know how you do it.
Do what?
This, raise a family, being a feminista.
Well, I often think that when you are in the thick of things, you just find a path, a way, without stopping to worry if it will work. You just do. Children have that effect.
You have children.
Do you have children, Diego?
Yes, quite a few.
Last count I heard was 10?
4. At times it has seemed like.
10?
That would be incorrect. I have 12.
You, Henry? Alfred?
A full dozen for good measure?
I have a daughter that I don't see her from my first marriage.
What joy you must know.
I have a daughter as well, Kitty, my first wife.
Is it joy? I've always seen childhood as a potential burden to those who create such creatures.
Interesting. None of us have children with the woman we love.
Anais! Don't mind her. What's it like being a mother to so many?
Exhilarating, exhausting, heartbreaking, wonderful. Most of the time I feel very blessed to be able to provide for so many. Some are not so fortunate with the same circumstances.
It sounds lovely, having children.
You don't have any?
No, unfortunately.
Georgia didn't want children, Alfred? That surprises me.
Of course, I came from a big family. I liked the chaos. But Alfred and I discussed it, and in the end, it was art or babies.
Oh, she did, but she was so talented. I hated the thought of her losing herself and what she could offer by being wrapped up in another.
You chose art?
Not to incite, but wasn't she wrapped up in you?
It didn't really feel like a choice. It's just what needed to be.
I hear regret in that statement.
Well, we all have regret about various things, but I wouldn't be where I am without some iota of sacrifice.
It's quite a sacrifice. Do you think you'll regret it?
You're not sad about not having children with her?
I don't know. I've become so adjusted to expecting solitude, I can't imagine that being interrupted. But I miss the notion of family, having people who love you and know you in spite of yourself. My family was always so joyful and bright and noisy.
Remorse is nothing more than another's presumption with a chaser of guilt. I know Georgia, painting is her oxygen.
But if I couldn't paint, and I'm not sure the wilderness of the desert would be a proper place to raise a child, so remote.
And I couldn't let her stop breathing. She wouldn't have forgiven me.
And New York was out of the question for me.
Because of her?
Georgia nods her head.
Who is her?
I'll catch you up later, Joe.
Have you ever wanted children?
How about freedom?
Well, I didn't. Not at first. Diego has so many.
Well, certainly she's loved my children. It just didn't seem. It just didn't.
But you did later.
Well, the first time I chose not to be a mother. I just wasn't sure it was part of myself I wanted to have to give to someone else. And my health?
The accident. So much trauma to her body. And she wasn't ready.
You had an abortion.
It just seemed like the right thing to do at the time. With everything from the accident, I felt too fragile. But it was still awful. My insides, they just were never the same. So hollow, so sad.
You changed your mind.
Not quite. I got pregnant again. I still felt ambivalent, but I decided to have hope.
And then we had a chance.
What happened to the baby?
My womb kept it growing. I felt this flourish, this infusion of life. I started to notice my belly becoming slightly curved, and I began to dream. I saw my child's face, traced his brow, his fingers, the length of his arms, the curves of his legs. I began to see him as a real, his heart beating in time with my own. I fell in love with the mystery that I knew nothing about. Then one day, my body, it gave up on that dream for me. Apparently, it feels very hostile to new life. I watched it slip through my fingers, endless liquid and tissue, as though my uterus had chewed it up on the inside and was attempting to spit it out. I've never felt so betrayed, not even by Diego.
She was so excited and then devastated. Her spirit crumbled and it exited her body with a child. I think watching her go through that suffering was worse than the actual outcome. It took it so long for her to return. Part of her never made it back.
I'm so sorry, Frida.
Well, I learned a long time ago that expectations are often probable lies gift wrapped in promises.
Yes, well, I know that pain well myself.
Which?
Your body feeling like a traitor? My womb is a desert where life refused to take root.
And Anais, she doesn't seem like she would want children. She has so much autonomy.
You're infertile too?
You can't have children, Anais?
It was never an option.
I had a procedure as a child, and well, but I've never felt that not having children would be the end-all, be-all of my happiness. Especially after the family I was raised in.
I don't think that Anais has ever felt she would be less complete than she already is, and I love her even more for it.
I tried for years, disappointment after disappointment. I was crushed.
I tried with my first husband, but we figured it out quickly.
She turned her disappointment into independence.
I have never resented my body's ambivalence.
Metal.
I think our bodies know limits we can't possibly predict. I became a writer instead.
And ferocity.
The lights go down on the men.
Besides, parents don't always act in the best interest of their children. Mine certainly didn't.
Anais, I'm sorry about your father.
Your father disappointed you?
Joe, I don't think...
My father. Disappointment? More like, I don't know, treachery.
Anais, it's okay, you don't have
Have to what? Say it out loud? Should I just stuff it in and let it rot like so many of us do from the inside out? My father, he left when I was 11, which was actually a blessing in disguise. You see, the only time my father showed me affection was when he took photos of me, posed me on my bed, in the living room, wherever he wanted. I thought it was completely normal for daddies to take pictures of their naked daughters.
Anais...
Stop demanding my silence! Aren't we supposed to be progressive and say these things out loud? Isn't that what we're about? Laying ourselves bare for our art and our admirers?
Maybe you've said more than we can bear to hear.
I am so sorry it's so difficult for you to listen to me to tell you about my wretched childhood. Does it hit a nerve?
Actually, yes, except I never knew my father.
So you filled that hole with a dozen kids who sit at home while you traipse around the world, leaving them home in the care of strangers? I may not know much, except maybe I was meant to be barren for a reason.
Anais.
I would have been an awful mother, and I'm glad my body failed me. Maybe you all prefer to sit and pretend that these hurts should be buried, that horrible things only happen to certain people. But when they happen to all of us, when it happens to one, when your husband cheats on you, Georgia, he's cheating on me. When Diego is falling all over other women, he's doing it to all of us.
Why are you dragging Diego into
For
this?
Christ's sake, Frida, he's been hanging all over me all night and you ignore it. Or maybe you're just so used to him treating you like you're so inconsequential that it no longer registers.
Where's this all coming from? Anais?
It's always been here, Frida. We just don't speak its name. We suppress it and pretend that it's irrelevant, or that it's selective. But if we took the time to sit around and really talk about this shit, and all the pain, how could we fucking bear it? What we allow?
Diego has his faults, but...
But what? He's honorable to your heart? You are so close to the treachery you just can't focus to see it. All night, he's been salivating over me, and you sit as if it's the most natural thing in the world to allow someone you love to treat you like you are invisible.
Judgment from the mouth of a serial adulterer. I mean, 2 husbands and Henry?
You don't think I know how reprehensible I am in the eyes of the world? You don't think I wake up every morning with the metallic, bitter taste of feeling that I can never have exactly what I want, so I just take as much as I can get? You don't think I cry and ache and understand exactly who I am? I know I am my own monster. It's the rest of you who can't see it within yourselves.
Anais walks off, stage left.
Everybody take a breath. Are you okay?
Oh, Joe, I'm sorry,
No, I just... God, I think she's right. I shouldn't have children.
Joe.
I'm going to check on Anais. Do you need anything?
Both women nod their heads. Georgia leaves and exits the same direction as Anais.
I tried, but she's right. I'm not around enough.
We all do the best we can, Joe. Don't let her.
I have a castle full of maids and nannies, and that's who my children know that love them. Sometimes when I get home, even if it's 2 or 3 a.m., I go to their room and I wake them up just so I can hug them. They hate that.
God. Joe, I can't imagine being a mother on my own trying to make it work. with even just one child, let alone all those you've adopted.
I'm selfish, a fraud.
You're not a fraud, Joe. We all feel insecure, all women. You're not alone. Plus, you're married and
He left me. He's gone.
when? Why?
Because I was gone all the time. He got fed up with all the adoptions and the expenses. I came home one day, he carried his suitcases out, and that was that.
Oh, Joe.
I never thought he would just leave.
It feels horrible feeling abandoned by those you love, doesn't it?
I wonder if my children feel like I abandoned them.
Joe, you're a beautiful person. You're a good mother. I'm sure it doesn't feel that way all the time, but
You know why I have 10 boys? I wanted to raise good men. Men who love women, who show them respect and kindness, who give a damn about how women feel, not just providers, but men who genuinely understand how to love and care for the hearts of women because we deserve better.
I'm sure your boys are wonderful people.
I think that it's my unconscious way of trying to come to terms with missing my father. Never knowing who he was, my mother never told me. I know he was white. My mother denied it, but I know.
I miss my father. He was a good man.
Well, you're lucky. I don't know why I keep thinking that men are my answer. There's not one that hasn't let me down yet from the beginning.
Pause. Josephine reaches out and strokes Frida's hand.
Why did you leave Paris and me? I wish.
I wish. God, I wish so much.
Frida grasps her hand and kisses it.
Does Diego know?
Did your husband?
You were good for me.
Was I?
Maybe too good. You made me feel like I could be myself. It's rare finding someone who makes you feel that comfortable in your own skin. That's been my biggest struggle, you know. Trying to understand how to be black and free without only being seen for those things. But when you look at me, I only feel beautiful.
You made me feel free too. Free from the constraints of being a woman, measuring herself like a man. I wish that it were that easy.
Why can't it be?
What are you saying, Joe?
We're both divorced, Frida. We can be our own women to each other.
Joe, there's Diego.
What about him? Do you really want to live your life on the periphery of someone's affection? Have to think about who else might be in his bed?
God, I don't know. It's more complicated than that. It's not just about the woman. There's something about Diego, no matter who I'm with. I always seem to circle back.
But you could choose not to.
It doesn't really feel like a choice. It feels like something outside my control.
Did I mean nothing?
Joe, I think you're spectacular.
But
Diego, he knows me. My anger, my temper, my frustrations, my weaknesses. And he still loves me.
except he divorced you.
Except that.
And he slept with Christina.
That too.
Close your eyes.
Why?
Trust me. Shut them.
Frida shuts her eyes.
Lean your head back.
Josephine stands behind Frida. Her hands graze Frida until the last sentence when it becomes real. During the last sentence, we see Diego enter.
I want you to picture us at the chateau. We're getting ready for dinner. I'm watching you dress. You pull up a skirt, one of the full and colorful ones that swing around your ankles. I want to run my hand over every curve. I walk over to you, help you pull the shirt over your head, slipping my hand down the front of your chest. I want to feel every inch of your hot flesh. I slip my hand further and further down the center of your body. My hand slips past the waistband of your skirt. My fingertips reach down and I...
Josephine spies Diego, who is now at the table.
Joe, don't stop. Joe?
Frida opens her eyes. She sees Diego and gently removes Joe's hand from her pants.
Diego!
This is why we came here tonight for your birthday?
No, Diego,
You what? You thought you could bring me here and then humiliate me in front of everyone?
Diego, no.
Diego, it's not her fault.
I don't want to hear a word of your mouth, you black.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Step away from her.
No!
Who the hell do you think you are?
Henry and Alfred enter.
You don't get to speak to me like that.
Diego, hey,
Henry gently grabs Diego's arm, but he pulls away violently.
Shut up, Henry. This doesn't concern you.
Hey, we're just
We
trying.
see Anais and Georgia enter with a tray full of shots and walk over cautiously. She puts the tray down gently.
Will both of you please shut the fuck up?
And you don't get to speak to Frida that way either.
Who are you to tell me how to talk to my wife?
Ex-wife.
What?
I am your ex-wife. You left me, Diego, remember?
What the fuck is going on here, Frida?
Do not speak to her like that.
I say shut the fuck up.
Anais steps in and slaps Diego.
No, you don't. Not in this space.
Diego, stop.
Frida, I'm your husband.
You were my husband. You slept with my sister. You chose to walk away from me, from us.
Frida, you can't do this to me. You are the love of my life.
Bullshit.
Diego, I think you should leave.
Frida, please.
Diego, you should listen.
Henry again tries to gently steer him. He refuses.
This is what you want? Who you want?
What if she is? Why do you care? You left me.
That was a mistake. The worst of my life, Frida. I can live without you.
But you don't live for me either, Diego. I deserve that kind of love. Someone who wants me for me, and me alone.
I do want you, and you alone.
Diego, you were never meant for one person. I knew it when I married you, but at some point, it's not enough. For me, you don't have it in you to love me as deeply as I am dying to be loved. I need to let you go.
You don't know shit about love, Frida.
I think Frida knows exactly what she wants. Let it go, Diego.
Stop blaming others. You brought this upon yourself. You never want to take responsibility for your choices, and I don't want to shoulder them for you anymore.
Come on, Frida.
Diego, what could you possibly say that would change anything about what I feel? What could you possibly offer me that you have not already, only to break your promise?
The thought of living without you is unbearable. Frida, you are my heart.
Diego, for so long I have put you at the center of my universe. I have ignored my wants and needs so that I could meet yours. I have made myself a supportive character in the story of my own life, while you soak up every inch of the to be the main attraction. I can't live like that anymore.
You really want to throw it all away for some...
Be careful where you tread with the words tumbling out of your mouth.
I love you, Frida.
I will always love you, Diego. I just can't watch you love other women too.
Diego, let me walk you out.
Henry steers Diego by the elbow. As he passes the table, Diego picks up a half-filled shot from the table.
Well, before I go, let's toast. To your birthday. To you, Frida. It will always be you.
Diego takes the shot and walks out. Silence.
Well, everyone, shall we? Come on.
Reluctantly, everyone stands. Frida hands out the shots.
To me. Feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz cumpleaños.
They take the shots in silence and noisily clink their shot glasses on the table when they finish, in an imperfect rhythm. Everyone sits.
It will be last call soon, if anyone wants anything else.
I think perhaps we have had one more than our share for one evening.
Josephine, I want to apologize.
We're okay.
I'm so sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for what Diego almost said.
Yes, well, one of the reasons I left this country was because it let me down as a black woman. I haven't experienced that in a while.
You think it'll ever get better?
As long as white men hold all the cards, no.
We're not all bad.
Come on. I'm a white male. What do you see when you see me?
Power, control.
Dominance.
What? Nothing to add, Georgia.
Infidelity?
What did you say?
I see infidelity. I know, Alfred.
You always think you know everything.
I let it slide when you had the affair the last time. I know then, and I know now.
My understanding is that you had your own private relationship with the same woman.
Tit for tat, isn't that right? Except now you're up by one again.
Jesus, Georgia. Dispense with the melodrama. I've had enough.
You know that I know about her.
Of course I know that you know that I'm having an affair. You punish me for it every minute.
What else do I know? Let's see. She's married, has 2 kids. That her husband would be less than thrilled to know that a near bust photographer has been fucking his wife?
You went 3,000 miles away. You expected me to just wait here until you felt the urge to see me?
Because you did something that soiled our relationship, I'm the one at fault for discovering it?
No! Because you didn't give a shit until someone else filled your space. Now you want to make me look like an ass.
You are an ass.
Shut up, a nice.
Don't tell her to shut up.
Neither one of you should be talking. You're no better.
We're not hiding either.
She's right. You're an ass. You've destroyed everything, you and your insatiable penis.
I wouldn't give him that much credit. I think that designation definitely goes to Diego.
Whatever. The point is that you care so little for me that as soon as I'm gone, you flaunt your lover all over this fucking city. As if no one would notice and tell me. This was my life too once. You have no loyalty.
Key word there is was. You left me for a field of sand and some goddamn cow skulls. I gave you everything I had. You abandoned me. For what?
I was suffocating. I can't breathe here, and I can't paint here. This place doesn't make my soul sing. It chokes the life from me.
But you did paint here for years.
And I despised it.
But I'm here. Why can't I be enough?
Because I wanted more. And you denied me that.
Back to the business of children again.
I wanted a family, and you made me choose. You were never going to be enough, and I should have known that. For that, I'm sorry. So, if I'm going to die without knowing the one thing in the world that I wanted more than life itself, then goddamn, I should be entitled to paint whatever and wherever the fuck I want. You always had the option to join me.
What? Twiddle my thumbs with the scorpions and watch the cactus grow? That's not a life.
And this isn't a relationship. It's an agreement. And I'm not sure I can do this anymore under these terms.
So that's it.
There's nothing here for me anymore. You're not here for me anymore.
You left me first, don't forget that. I tried to give you everything.
That's the thing, Alfred. You have nothing left to give that I haven't already had. And the one thing I wanted, you didn't want to give.
I see. I just... Well, thank you, Frida and company. It sure has been a lovely evening. What do I owe you, Anais?
Nothing. We'll take care of it.
Georgia,
Yes.
hire a good lawyer.
Alfred leaves.
Are you okay?
You okay? It's been... I just didn't think it would hit me all at once tonight.
You're gonna be all right. You are a strong woman.
And why do I feel like I might crumble at any second?
Because for the first time, you are recognizing your own power.
Silence for several seconds to contemplate this statement.
So that's what it feels like? Phew. I need to go home. It was a pleasure to meet you, Josephine. And Anais, thank you.
Do you have to leave?
Yes, it's time. New Mexico, she's waiting for me.
Georgia stands and each of the women take turns hugging her. Frida is last.
Please, Frida, don't be a stranger.
We're practically neighbors. I'll come soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Georgia exits.
Well, that's 2 down. Jesus, what a night. Just leaves you and me, Henry.
Are you gonna leave me as well, my love? Should I expect heartbreak tonight?
Oh, my Henry. I couldn't break your heart even if I wanted to.
Well, I need to go backstage and pack up. Frida, I'll see you soon.
Josephine leans down and strokes Frida's cheek before kissing her. Then she exits.
Good for you, Frida. I hope it was a happy birthday after all.
God, I need a drink.
A last round?
I'm
Henry?
game.
All right, I'll be back in a couple.
Anais exits.
She's an exceptional woman. You're a very lucky man.
I try not to take it for granted.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure,
What's June like?
lovely. Not as intense as Anais. I'm not sure anyone is, but she's a good woman and she gives me the gift of allowing me to be myself. I believe that love takes many forms and sometimes there's so much that cannot be contained between only two people.
Perhaps. But maybe you're just not going deep enough with that one person.
Maybe if I admit Anais first, we would not be having this discussion. She is the rare woman. That could be enough for me.
Anais returns.
Okay, here we go. Patron in honor of the beautiful Frida.
Well, friends, what shall we toast to?
Oh, why don't we toast to love?
To amor.
To amor.
They toss back the shots.
You know why I love you so much, Frida? We're both survivors. Even when we have moments where we feel as if our hearts may be torn from our bodies, we always find a way to sew ourselves back together.
You are amazing. And you too. You are so incredible. I could watch you for hours, your chemistry.
Us? The full circle adulterers? That is certainly rich. Although, I guess we are the last ones standing tonight, eh, Henry?
Well, maybe Anais doesn't want it, but I will take the compliment. Thank you, Frida.
We're not perfect by a long shot, Frida.
Do you ever regret that the two of you are not married?
Sometimes.
Henry and Anais look at each other.
You don't ever think of us, as a real couple?
Why would I need to think about it? We are a couple on our own terms.
I know, but could you imagine? Just us. The freedom to be together whenever we choose.
Anais, would you worry that we might combust? We would consume each other because we don't have boundaries and that preclude us from swallowing each other whole? What about June?
I worry more that one day you may decide that you can walk away from me because I'm only an accessory in your life.
Anais, you are not an ancillary part of it.
Yes, I am. As long as you are married to June and I am married to others, we're nothing but stars orbiting each other, never meeting in the middle.
What are you saying, Agnes?
I don't know. I just know that until this very moment, that was plenty for me. And now?
I thought you had the same affection for June.
Yes, but it isn't enough to just be a star when you realize you are meant to be a sun.
Frida, ready?
Frida stands and collects her things.
Anais, what do I owe you?
Nothing, Frida. It's my pleasure. Tonight's on me.
Now, don't be silly. I'd be happy to.
Josephine's waiting, Frida.
Thank you.
Frida and Anais hug.
No, dear Frida. Thank you.
For what?
Anais looks pointedly at Henry.
Your courage. For showing me what it means to follow my heart. Please come back. You are both always welcome here.
You are such a beautiful woman.
Only because you see me as such.
Henry,
Frida hugs Henry, whispering in his ear.
she's one of a kind. Treat her like it.
Frida blows kisses as she walks off stage. Henry and Anais silently exchange glances as they clear the table.
Well, what do we do now?
Josephine begins to hum and then sing.
Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my how they fly.
Henry walks to Anais, wraps her in his arms, and then they sway to Josephine, her voice fading as she leaves.
Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on.
What do you want?
I want you. All of you. Nothing less.
You're sure?
Yes. I want us to get divorced.
So we leave the others? What do we come? What then?
Then I want you to court me. Be my earth.
And then?
I'll be the only light you'll bask in. And then
Anais kisses Henry passionately as the lights fade to black. The end.